Welcome back to Free Indeed. Guys, today I'm doing another follow-up video on the video that I did on cursed items that Christians should remove from their homes. In the comment section, persons were saying that nothing is wrong with astrology. So I am doing this video to expose astrology where the astrologers get their information from. Astrology is a form of divination, and it is based on the belief that the stars can influence the fate and behavior of individuals. It is also a belief in the supernatural powers of the celestial bodies. Astrology is offensive to God because it attributes to planets and stars the power that belongs to God alone. And it tries to find the will of God by other means than what God has appointed. And throughout the Bible, God tells us that He will guide us. And here are some scriptures that tells us just that. Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not on thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. And Psalm 32 verse 8 says, instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go, and I will guide thee with mine eye. So persons who practice astrology really and truly are not leaning onto God. They're leaning onto their own understanding, or the understanding of which is wizards and warlocks, who really are astrologers. So horoscope and astrology seeks to do one thing, which is predict the future. And here's what the Bible has to say about astrology. In Deuteronomy 4 verse 19, it says, unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest thou be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations on the whole heaven. And in Isaiah 47 verses 12 to 14, it tells us how God feels about sorceries and astrologers. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast lived thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayst prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as a stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. In other words, horoscope is sorcery. And whose report are you going to believe? Your horoscope, the astrologist, or the stargazers? You cannot follow these things and then say that you believe and walk with God. The root of astrology are from the ancient paganism, where they worship planets as gods. So astrology is a true form of fellowship with the unfaithful work of darkness. Most astrologers are involved in new age practices, such as tarot cards reading, numerology, and spirit guides. Spirit guide is a form of familiar spirits, and these people are operating from familiar spirits. And familiar spirits are evil spirits that intervene in the channeling of information. So yes, that is where the information comes from that the astrologers print each day in the newspaper or online or wherever the horoscope is. So they consult the familiar spirits and they tell them what to write. What the familiar spirits are doing is trying to make a connection between persons who born a particular month. So what they're saying is that if you are born in September, then everyone who is born in September is, for example, a Libra, and then all Libras will behave like. And that is how they're trying to get the familiar spirits that is familiar with the star sign Libra to get all persons to say that, oh, I am Libra, so I am always upset, or I am Libra, so I am sexy, or whatever characteristic they attribute to a Libran. And that is how familiar spirit works. It gets familiar with individuals. So while horoscopes can seem like harmless fun, they're actually a trick by Satan. He is packaging it in a way that actually slowly takes us away from God and his teachings. Horoscope should not be read by Christians. Instead, we should place our faith in our future by communicating with God. Involvement with horoscope will put you under a curse. And a curse is a problem that does not go away or keep recurring, such as financial difficulties, sickness, problems in your marriage, mental issues, and alcoholism. Bear this in mind, that a familiar spirit is behind the horoscope. And what it does, it brings a problem that is familiar to your family and keep that problem in the bloodline. So if you practice horoscope and you get under a curse, the curse is not anything that is new to you or new to your bloodline. It is something that is already, and it keeps coming to every generation. So you will find that for most family, it is financial problem. Grandmother poor, mother poor, daughter poor, granddaughter poor. And that's a curse along the bloodline. Some persons, it is sickness. So grandmother have diabetes, granddaughter have diabetes, and great-granddaughter have diabetes. So what the familiar spirit does is find ways and means of keeping these curses in the bloodline. And horoscope is one of the subtle ways that it does that. So if you are reading your horoscope daily, please stop and confess your sin, and through the blood of Jesus Christ, you will be justified, sanctified, and made as if you have never sinned. And that will break the curse off of your life. Couple it with fasting and prayer, and you'll be good to go. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. Thank you for listening. And remember, if the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed.